It's Friday night.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
Oh.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
Films. You're live.
I haven't gotten the notice on mine yet.
Not yet. Hey guys, welcome to Coffee and a Chat. And
Welcome and live stream Friday.
woohoo! We made it, boys and girls, YouTube family, and wonderful people. Cheers! It's
Cheers.
Friday night. So let's get into it. How's your week been?
It's been pretty good, thanks.
Yeah, been busy?
Yeah, somewhat. It still kind of hasn't really picked up yet from Christmas break.
New Year's, yeah.
Yeah, it usually takes a while to pick up a little bit from that, but I mean that's pretty typical. It happens every year.
Yeah,
But
okay.
a little bit, starting to pick up a little bit now.
Yeah, good.
How about your week?
This week it's been kind of hectic.
Yeah.
A little busy. The kids are starting to settle back in after like 2 weeks away, and so it's everything that we worked hard to do is there no more. So
Doesn't take long.
doesn't take long, no.
I think that's pretty typical.
Yeah.
Of,
But everyone's back in, and everyone's getting back into the routines, and so it's good. I actually got to work days today, so that's why I'm actually here with you tonight.
Tonight, yes, because next week it will be a daytime
We'll be doing a day episode.
broadcast.
Yeah.
Because he will be going back to nights. As far as we know.
As far as we know, things could change.
Things could change.
Okay, listen.
So, that could change.
That could change in a heartbeat. Let's kick the lid off this and start talking about a few things. Can you answer a question for me?
Depends on what the question is.
What I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but what the hell is up with teenage kids going into high school and public school parking lots and parking and sitting there?
Or going on the roof.
Or going on the roof. What is up with that?
I don't know.
Because it seems to happen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you work at any of these places any length of time, you get to know the cars or whatever. And then all of a sudden you see 2 or 3 strange cars that you've never seen before. And I just don't get the allure of it. When we were coming up.
Yeah. They did it then, I know.
But I always looked at it. Once I was set free from school for the day,
yeah,
I didn't go back
no.
until the next day.
No.
But no, these young people have a tendency to sit there for hours.
Well, I guess it's a matter of if they have something to do. I mean, I don't remember. We didn't really do it hanging out at the school parking lot or on the roof or anything like that. Just because to us was kind of boring, to do that. So we'd go to. I guess again it depends on the time of day it is, but we go to like a local, Harvey's or McDonald's or something
Pizza
like that.
place.
Or even a coffee shop or donut place kind of thing, or we go to a mall. That was our hangout place. I mean, I guess it was just kind of pointless to hang out outside or on the roof. Really, what's to do there? I mean, like, oh, okay, we're on the roof of the school. Now what?
We're looking at the stars, sir, and it's cloudy.
Yeah.
What?
No, I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense. And I mean, the thing is, it's not technically public property anyway. It's private property.
It's private property.
I mean, it's the same thing if you go to a park.
Mm-hmm.
here, at least here in Mississauga, the parks here have hours, so you
Yeah.
can't actually go to the park and stay there after 11 o'clock at night because the park closes. Now, some actually have gates that close, but
Yeah.
some, most don't.
No.
But cops will actually go around and see if
And
there's
cruise the
anybody
parks.
in those parks, and they will kick them out.
Yeah.
You know, so I
See
mean,
if they're up
it's,
to no good.
yeah, so it's kind of like, it's the same thing with hanging out at schools. I mean, it's private property, actually. I mean, yes, you know, you like kids go there during the day, but it's not like anybody off the street could just walk in the door.
Yeah.
You know, they can't. I mean, because it's private property. You know.
And with all the protocols in place, and with all the shootings, stabbings, all the security that schools have these days,
yeah.
you know, no, not just any, like you said, not any yahoo can come walking in off the street. And to hear, well, we used to go here. Just because you went here when you were little doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have free will or free reign to come back.
Well, it's like they don't go there now.
So go home.
Why are you hanging out there now? Hang out at your own school then. Why are you
Yeah.
hanging out at a public school?
You know, and
Because you'd have the same problem there too.
and I think it's kind of creepy, you know, when there's adults or, you know, kids hanging out in the parking lot at night of a public school.
Well, yeah.
It's
What
like,
are you doing?
What are you doing? You know,
Well, like you said, you found things you shouldn't find
Yeah.
there
you know.
at a public school.
Oh, it
And
just
that's primarily one of the reasons they don't want you there is
Yeah.
because of things like that. You know, they don't want you to, like,
safety.
dumping stuff in the parking lot.
You know, like boomerang it on out. You brought it in, you bring her back out with you. But just I don't know. It's a stupid thing to do and stupid waste of time. Really,
Well, I think so.
I do too.
We never did it.
We no.
We found better ways to, I don't know, spend our time. I think there's more interesting ways to do it than hanging out a parking lot.
Well, let's be. Every generation seems to have their one dumb thing to do, or one.
I mean, they did, like I said, they did do it when we were
Yeah.
kids too, but it's just, we never did it
No.
because there was better things to do than
Yeah.
hang out on the roof of a parking lot or hang out in a parking lot, you know? I always thought it was kind of boring to do that.
And what'd you do? Oh, we just sat and talked.
Yeah, okay.
What?
uh,
If I'm gonna sit and talk with you,
yeah,
we're going to the coffee shop.
it'd be warmer.
It'd be warmer.
Less gas.
Less gas.
Because right now it's cold and you'd actually have to have your
Car running.
car running, and you know it's a waste of gas right now. Our gas prices, well, right now they're not as bad as
Not
they
bad.
have been, because they were pretty high for a while there. But you know, it's a waste of gas.
And right now,
But
well,
see, they don't think like that because they're probably not the ones buying it. Well, maybe they are, but maybe not.
maybe
Maybe
you
not.
know. Don't you think you might might have to explain to mom and dad when you go home why there's no gas in the car? What you been doing?
Or maybe why the police brought you home because you were sitting out in the parking lot
Yeah.
at a school you weren't supposed to be at.
Hmm.
You know, maybe.
Okay, talking about police.
Maybe.
Talking about police.
What?
Let's talk about this rash.
What?
It seems to be a rash of these 911 calls
Oh.
over stupid crap.
Yeah.
You know, like-
Uh-huh.
911, what's your emergency? My mom made me clean my room.
Oh, yeah, that's an actual call. I don't know if any of you have heard about that, but that's an actual call. I can't remember where it was, but this kid called 911 to turn her mom in because she made her clean her room. And it's
What?
like, seriously? Really? I think the kid was about 10. So you're not talking like a
Oh.
little kid. I mean, they're not like a teen, but at 10 you'd know better. It's not an emergency just because I don't want to clean my rooms. I'm gonna call 911. I'm arrested. Really?
Can I share something with you?
Sure.
Stupidity knows no age barrier.
Or then I also read. I can't remember the name, how old the kid was, but it was a little boy. Just after Christmas, he called 911 because he got snow pants
Oh my god.
as a gift.
Oh,
It's an emergency.
I can
got
top-
snow pants.
I can top that one.
Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty bad.
Mama calls 911 because she
the
doesn't.
mom called.
The mom called
Okay.
because she didn't like the daughter's friends.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's okay. You can't deal with that yourself. Really?
What?
Why are you calling 911? I mean, are they breaking into your house? Do they have guns drawn?
Oh,
Why are you calling 911? Because you don't like. I mean, most parents don't like one or two of their kids' friends.
all of
I mean,
them.
That's pretty standard for all of us. Really, we've all been there. But really, to call 911 because what? I mean, unless they have a gun to your head or something like that. Why are you calling 911?
Oh, I would just love to have been the fly on the wall when that call came into the call center.
It's not an emergency. Not just like you're. I mean, and the problem with that is you're taking resources away from an actual emergency. Like, what if your neighbor's having a heart attack, or or like
Catching a beat down.
a convenience store is getting robbed.
Yeah.
Yet, because at least here they have, I think in the States
They
too,
have to investigate.
they have to investigate it because there's potential that what if it is an emergency and
Yeah.
they can't say that? Like, what if you're being held hostage? Like, because I did hear of an instance where
She called the pizza
she
place.
called 911 asking for a pizza, and she was being abused, and she was in fear for her life,
Mm-hmm.
and she called and pretended she was ordering a pizza. Now, good thing the operator did kind of understand that.
Yeah.
And so in that case, if it's an actual emergency and you need to use that kind of a ruse, great, smart thinking. But if it's just legitimately like, I don't like my kid's friends, or I've also heard of instances where they've called because of cold fries, or their order was wrong, or it took too long. I mean, really, is that really something you need to involve the police in?
I can see the headline on TMZ. Does TMZ still exist?
Yeah. I mean, that's something for the manager to deal with, or head office to deal with, not the police. I mean, really? Like, it's not a national emergency because your fries were cold, or you had to wait too long for your food. I mean, come on. Like, if somebody's threatening to bomb the place, call 911.
Yes.
If your order is late, friggin'
Go and
talk to
grumble
the
at the manager. Exactly. Like, seriously. Like, call up. Oh, 911. I hate my daughter's friends because they got baggy pants on and they're and funny colored shoes. What?
Well, it's different if they're actively threatening you,
Yeah.
or
By all means.
or they're threatening your kid, or they're stealing from you, or
Drop the
something like
hammer on
that. But to call just because you don't like them, I mean, why don't you like them? I mean, they could, whatever reason, but it's not an emergency, and you're
Yeah.
taking resources away from actual emergencies.
Oh, oh, and okay. Give me your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
Now we grew up. We're both Gen Xers, and how we were brought up to how nowadays the come here please. Stop doing that, please.
Well, to what? Preface it.
Like,
What are you talking about when you say that?
parents our age, our generation, talking to their kids like, "Oh, Tommy, come here, please. Stop doing that, please. Come here, please." What? the good god darn is that all? Why? I just can't fathom it. When you and I were coming up, we were told once.
Mm-hmm.
And heaven forbid if you had to be told twice.
Well, I don't really agree with that, with parents doing that. I mean, now we know a few, and it's typically the millennial generation that does this, and there are ones of our generation too that do it with their kids. Because there's some Gen Xers and stuff who have younger kids too,
Yeah.
but you realize when you actually put please after you tell them something, you're asking them to do it. So you're basically, you want them to come to you and you say, come here, please. Well, now you've given them a choice whether or not they want to come to you or not. So, I mean, and more oftentimes than not, they're not going to want to. Like, you're in a grocery store and they're playing Spice Rack. Well, that's fun. They're bored. You know, most kids, you know, little kids don't particularly like shopping that much unless it's for toys. And so,
Marcy, come here, please.
well, then you say, "No, come here, please." Well, what would you rather do? What would you rather do? Play with the Spice Rack or come sit in the cart and watch your mom shop? I mean, but the thing is, why not just say, "Come here," and then there's consequences if they don't listen to you, kind of thing. I mean, you know, that's how we were raised.
Oh,
You know, I mean, and the difference is, I think, also our generation learned respect
Yeah.
of authority, and
Yeah.
a lot of, not to say all millennials disrespect authority, or even kids do, because we've met quite a few that are very respectful, and all that kind of stuff, even more respectful than some people of our generation or older, but
true.
but it's people are complaining that there is a whole generation of entitled kids or entitled adults, like millennials up to their early 30s, and it's kind of like, well, this is why, because you've actually raised them to be entitled. You know, like by giving just an award for showing up.
Yeah.
Well, what's that teaching them? It's not teaching them to succeed at anything.
Not a darn thing.
You know, I mean,
Well, it's kind of like what I said.
we didn't get awards for just showing up. We actually had to earn it.
Like I said in a previous video,
Yeah.
when I talked about this, it's like they seem to have this.
Oh, right. Yes. Your Wednesday video.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
They seem to have this mindset of, you know, everything I want everything right now, and be darned it if I have to work for it. You know.
Right.
I just got hired today, and I'm going to be CEO tomorrow.
And that's basically because they're taught that.
Yeah.
They're taught from a pretty young age that they're pretty much going to be given whatever they want, or because they're special. And the thing is, the world's not going to see them as special. They're going to see them as just another person, just another worker.
A cog in the wheel.
You know, I mean, they're special to you because they're your kid, but they're not special to the rest of the world. And the problem is, they're going out. I mean, believe me, we know millennials like this. We have them in our family.
Oh yeah.
Too, whereas they were raised basically that almost believe they're special.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. I mean, if you almost do everything for them, why do they have any reason to do for themselves?
Exactly.
You know, like if you're giving them awards just for showing up, there's a no fail. That drives me nuts.
Oh.
Now there's a no fail thing. I don't know if it's like this in the States, but here in Canada, at least in Ontario, kids are not allowed to fail in school. Like literally, they're not held back anymore.
Not
so
like we were.
if they're like not doing well in math, for example, and you know, a lot of us are not that good in math or not good in reading or any subject. If they have a failing grade, they are still pushed on to the next grade. It doesn't matter. I mean, what are you teaching them? They're not going to get any better if they didn't learn the basics in the first place. So why are you pushing them through? because then they're learning I can't fail. Everything I do, it doesn't matter if I'm no good at it. I'm going to be awarded anyway.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the workforce does not award that.
No.
You know, so you're not teaching them anything by pushing them through, and you know, and then like that they
See,
don't do well, and now that's why there's such a record number when they've done studies, a record number of these kids failing math and reading and writing in schools, because one, they're not taught that well anymore, and two, they can't fail. They're pushed through.
well, you look at our educational years when we were coming up.
Mhm.
We covered everything. The basic reading, writing, arithmetic.
Yeah.
We were taught. These guys aren't taught this anymore. Phonics.
Yeah, they haven't taught phonics in a long time.
Cursive writing for kids.
Oh, a lot of schools don't teach cursive anymore.
You know,
Some schools are bringing it back though.
because
But a lot of schools don't teach it.
everyone's like
It's
this.
screen stuff.
Screens.
But yeah, a lot of it's not taught anymore.
You actually had to go to a library and
Well, you still do, but wow, libraries have changed.
most young people, their heads would explode if they had to deal with the Dewey Decimal
Oh
System.
gosh, Dewey Decimal System and
A
the
library card catalog.
library card catalog. That's what we dealt with.
Okay, the best way to describe a library card catalog system.
For those of you who've never been there before.
Have you ever seen Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark? What he goes through to get that gold statue at the end?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. So he has to avoid pitfalls, read signs on the floor, avoid traps, and he gets to the prize.
I don't think it's that bad, but
Well, if
you know your alphabet, it's not that bad.
or the book you're actually looking for is where it's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, a lot of times it wasn't.
So
That's the same today as it was then.
so you're having your Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark moment because you
Looking for the Holy Grail.
you're looking for it and you get to the shelf and you got your number. You get there
Oh,
and
so you're not even explaining the whole card catalog thing.
it,
They have no idea what you're talking about.
the best. It's like you kids would need a Rosetta Stone to deal with the Dewey Decimal System.
Well, okay, let's explain what a card catalog is first, because it hasn't been really explained. A card catalog, well, it hasn't. A card catalog was kind of what it is, but you know how when you go to a library, it's all the books in the library now. You can search for it in the catalog system on computers. Type it in. Well, back in the day, before computers were, I mean, granted, we had computers growing up, but it wasn't like it is now. We didn't have Windows.
CDOS run.
Yes, that's something else. But anyway,
That's another story for another day.
But the card catalog was like this long drawer, and it all had different cards. Like, if you ever given a speech in school, because we used to have to do that too in school,
The cue cards.
those
yeah.
cue cards. So on those cue cards were all the information about the book. So the title, all that stuff. So also he's talking about the Dewey Decimal System. That's a card number that was given to the books. So you could either search by number of the book, or you could search by the author name, and then there was another drawer with all the numbers and authors and all that to tell you where to find them in the card catalog itself. So it was quite the long process. So you'd go and you'd open the one and you'd search through and you get the number that you wanted.
And then go to the next
And
one.
you write that down, because it's actually easier to search by number than it was by author name. and then you write down your author name for whatever books you wanted. Then you go to the next one over, search for, say, whatever, I'll say Stephen King. Go to the case and search for the number because it's a lot faster that way. And then look for that particular book, and then you go write that down, and then you go search for it and hope it was still there, because you didn't know otherwise, because they didn't take that card out when the book wasn't in the library, it was taken out, kind of thing. So you didn't know it was gone or taken out until you actually went to the
There
shelf.
to get it.
Where in the computer age, it would say it's taken out, or it's borrowed, or it's lost, or whatever.
On loan or whatever,
You know, which is a lot easier. But now, back then, you didn't know until you went there, and for all you knew, it could be halfway on the other side of the library.
And I used to love when you get to the card catalog and it'd be all smudged or faded because
and you can read it.
You couldn't read it.
And then you had to ask the librarian. And then sometimes
librarian
librarians wasn't
couldn't
very nice.
No.
They are now. Our librarians are very nice. We like them, but you know, it was quite the process back then.
Pack a lunch, stay for the day, try to navigate the card catalog in a library.
It's much easier now. Let's just say.
But I'm pretty sure.
And frick, you can even take it out from home now and then like reserve it. Back then you couldn't. You actually had to take your card, go up to the librarian, and they took a book out, and then they'd see if there was reservations on it, and they'd write your name down with your own number.
And remember, like in the old days, like and it had that card in the back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because when you took it out,
they had to pull the card from the back.
A card on the back. In an envelope, which
and then had the stamp,
and you'd write your name on it.
Oh, you had to write your name on it.
Yeah, we did. You had to write your name on it.
We didn't.
You didn't. We did. No. You had to write your name on it, and
Different
then they'd
schools.
stamp it. Then they'd stamp it on our libraries here.
Well, with us, what they do is
the date it was due back.
You'd hand it in, and they'd same idea. They'd pull the card, stamp it when you had to return it, give it back to you, but.
Because then you could see who took out the books ahead of you, because all their names would be written on it.
Or the worst is, what do you do if you turn around and there's no
no card?
No card in the bag.
Well, because then you'd have to go to the library and say there's no, or it's full.
Or it's
Sometimes
full.
you get full, and then like they'd be two-sided, so you could flip them over. But say, what if
it's a popular book?
It was full. You'd have to go to the librarian, and they'd have to give you a brand new card, and it was lined. Like lined paper kind of thing, but it was card stock.
It was like those old punch cards thing.
Which also predates us.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I actually worked in a place that had a punch card.
I never worked in a place that had a punch card. Actually, well, not a punch card, but it was a scanner with my name tag. You had to scan it. That's the close I ever had to a punch card. But it wasn't a punch card.
So you guys are you kids are lucky that you've got the online library catalog.
Much easier.
Much easier. And your librarians nowadays are much more friendly because the hassle's has been taken out of them, where the librarians of yore used to get just snarly after a while, after 6, 8, 12 kids asking the same thing.
Well, I think it's because you needed the librarian's help a lot more than you do now. I mean, because the cards would be full, or don't you know, when the card catalog was out of order, because sometimes you'd have kids or they'd mess up the card catalog and you take friggin' forever to find your book, or they'd misfile it somewhere else and you couldn't find it, you know. So I mean, then you'd have to get the librarian help, and you know, I would think especially if it's a Saturday or something and it was a really busy day, or if it was school, you know, library.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see why they
get a little snarly.
Bit upset. Because it's much easier now to go to
for sure
than it was then.
And they're a little more willing to help because the whole process has been streamlined.
It's automated now.
You know, well, that's our little rant about the card catalog system in the
library.
In the library. What about you? Anything that's kind of got a bee under your bonnet, or?
Yeah, drivers. Now, I am a driver. I've driven, so I'm just prefacing that. But we walk mostly because we don't really need to drive anywhere. But oh my God, drivers coming up to lights, intersections, and they don't look. I mean, I
Two ways to look, folks.
well, how they say there's two directions. If you're walking across the street, look.
Yeah.
both ways.
Excuse me,
Well,
there is a message for you.
Well, the thing is, that goes for drivers
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I've just this week
Yeah.
coming up to. I mean, we live not too far from pretty major roads. Like, there's a lot of
A
traffic.
couple
on
of
them.
yeah, we got a couple of them
We've got
close
quite
by.
a few in
Yeah.
our area, but a lot of traffic. And so you come up to a light, and it's green for us. And I mean, I do not walk. I walk like even at a four-way. I look all around, all directions,
You do.
and go on a green. And even as I'm walking, I'll look over my shoulder because cars can come up on you really
Oh, yeah.
quickly. So, but no, cars still come out of nowhere and almost hit you. I mean, I've literally seen it. It was red for them, and it just turned green.
Yeah.
Not like it just turned green, but not like that second kind of thing. And so I was gonna cross, and this car SUV comes flying down the one street and doesn't even. Now here it's a law. And it might be different where you are, but here it's a
Let
law.
us
You have
know
to
in the comments
stop.
below.
You have to stop before you turn on a red light. Now I know in Quebec you can't make right turns on a red light. You can here, and you can in most provinces, and I think most states, but unless said otherwise, because there are areas where you can't do that, but it's said otherwise. But this SUV just comes freaking out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and it's a school zone. The school zone here is 40 kilometers an hour. You Americans could do the conversion, because right now I don't remember what that is in
It's-
miles, but
You're not going fast.
it's 40. It's pretty slow. It's 40 because it's a school zone,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of kids
A
crossing.
lot of
That
kids.
whole street has about. There's technically three schools. There's a private school and there's a public school. So there's two public schools and a high school along that stretch. So that's why it's a 40.
Yeah.
But this SUV comes zipping along, does not stop at the light. I mean, it's a good thing I didn't step off, or else it would have been run over.
You would have been at Four Towers cake.
It would have been a Four Towers cake. It would have been a flat Four Towers cake.
Flat Four Towers
But
cake.
I mean, and you see it all the time.
Oh!
I mean, like, literally. And another thing, when they're coming up, it's a law here in Ontario. It's fairly new. I think it's just this past year they changed it. Before, when you used to turn on a major intersection, like say it's 4-lane kind of thing, so we have a few with 4 lanes here,
Okay.
you could turn left or right when the pedestrian was at least halfway across, or before they were halfway across the road, you could make your turn.
We're not now.
Not now. That has changed. You cannot make a turn until the pedestrian is out
Cleared
of
it.
the intersection, but cars still do it, and they'll actually turn within a foot
Yeah.
or less of you. I mean, we've seen it. I don't know
The
how many
auto
freaking
creepers.
How many times we've been walking, and this car just comes and literally like almost this close to us, and like, did you not see us? Like, because cars don't look for pedestrians. That's why there's so many damn pedestrian accidents.
And our all-time favorite is the auto creeper. Now this guy, we're in the crosswalk. We've got the signal,
No.
and he does that creep
Oh, the
around.
creep. Yeah, they're turning.
Yeah. And he's
And they're creeping around.
he's creeping around. He's not really going fast, but he's kind of driving like your grandmother would do,
Well, you want them to drive like that, or else they're running you over. But
But
they're creeping while you're in front of them.
Yeah.
What happens, like, say you're an older person or it's slippery out
Yeah.
and you trip and they're moving?
yeah,
I mean, what if they panic and hit the gas instead of hitting the brake, which has happened? We've seen cars go through frickin' storefronts because they panic or they they hit the gas instead of the brake.
I worked with an individual some time ago that got confused between the gas and the brake.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting the brake, she hit the gas and accelerated up over the concrete barrier
Right. Yeah.
and took out 2 picnic tables.
Right. Yeah. And what somebody been sitting there?
Exactly. See, the thing is, people need to realize, and I know a lot of I know you do. Okay, the direction we look when we're driving.
You will drive.
You may not think you are, but you will start to coast off in the direction of your line of sight.
Sure you do. You go the direction you're looking in.
And we have seen that so often.
Yep.
That they're looking off another way, and they're drifting towards us.
Right.
Or at the last minute they turn.
Or they're not paying attention.
Excuse me. Or we'll get that.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
You know what really frosts me?
No, what frosts you?
when we're
besides the really cold temperatures.
It is cold.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cold.
But I hate when these drivers that do all this stupid stuff and then they do this out the window.
Oh yes.
So that
like you had a choice in the matter.
that's the international sign for I'm a dumb twit.
When do they do that though?
When they turn in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're about.
Or they take the right of way.
Yeah. You're close enough to spin in their open window.
Yeah, or kick out the back window, as a friend of ours did.
Oh.
Wow, that would have been something to see.
He was the gentleman.
Martial arts.
He was a martial artist, black belt in karate. Car came around the corner, took it too fast, and just clipped him. Almost hit them. And he managed to jump and do a back spin kick, kicked out the back window with his foot. The car went about 10 feet, 15 feet.
Yeah.
The guy stopped, got out of the car.
And then thought better of
it. Got in the car and left.
Well, because it's like, dude, the guy just kicked out your back window. You think this is a good idea to confront him on that?
Just keep driving.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. But that just ticks me off. Like, that's just like, I'm sorry I'm an idiot, but I'm going to keep going my way.
I hate that. Well, why don't you look in the first place? Why are you only paying attention? You're only paying attention to cars.
Excuse me.
Cars are your only concern or something. Well, what about the kid who might be crossing the street?
Or grandma.
There was one time I saw, it was actually a kid, probably going home from school, and he was crossing, and he had the green light.
Yeah.
And he was crossing the street, and a car was turning onto the main street. And he crossed, and then almost hit the kid.
Oh.
And honks at the kid. The kid had the right of way. Pedestrians have the right of way on a green light. Not the driver. The pedestrian does. And so the guy's honking at him, and kid gives him the finger. I don't actually blame him. And then the guy's shouting out the window at the kid, "It's your fault! You don't turn until the pedestrian's out of the friggin' intersection."
Or here's another one of my personal favorites. These crosswalk raiders that suddenly appear out of nowhere, and then they see us. They do the.
Oh. Like you didn't see him the first time.
Yeah. It's like, no, you go. And then they get more insistent.
And they will sit there.
And they'll sit there.
And even, not all, but there'll be ones they'll just sit there.
Yeah.
And there's like a lineup of cars behind
Behind
them.
them,
And
yeah.
like, we're letting you go because you can move faster than we can. And I don't feel like rushing because you seem to be a little impatient.
And it becomes a dueling battle of,
Yeah. And then the people behind them start honking.
and then you hear that.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. If you're a driver, look both ways before
Or-
you turn or back out of space in a parking lot.
Oh.
Don't just look for cars. Look for pedestrians.
Because you know what?
Yes.
I-
And wait until they're out of the friggin' intersection before you turn. It's a law here. Look it up.
It's getting to the point where anyone who walks or is
You're risking your life.
you're playing human Frogger.
Well,
you know-
yeah,
you know?
it's like you're risking your life now. There's too much traffic, and it's getting worse here in our area, of Mississauga, because
we're getting
there's,
built
there's
up
a
like
lot
crazy.
Of, lot of developments going on in our area.
Jeez.
And there's just not the infrastructure for it. I mean, yeah, progress is great, yada yada yada, and then we have to talk about these new buildings too that are going in that are ugly as sin, but
And ridiculously priced.
and way too expensive for what you get. But you know, I mean, like it's become like ridiculous trying to cross the streets now.
It's like I want to sit down with a magic 8 ball and go, will I survive crossing the crosswalk? Ask again later.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Not looking good.
So, guys, if you guys have also had pedestrian horror stories with yourself or someone else you know, please comment below.
Comment below.
Let us know.
I mean, yes, we know there are pedestrians who walk mid-block and things and not give enough space. I mean, if you're gonna walk mid-block, give yourself enough space
And enough
before you
time.
cross, because cars come at you at a pretty fast clip,
Oh.
and most of them are speeding. So
Oh, and there.
you know,
Oh.
I mean, like, make sure you're not like 2 feet from the car and decide to walk across the street.
Yeah,
Okay?
you see, that's another one that gets me is when Granddad, who's leaving the old age home, suddenly decides
to walk mid-block in a walker.
Oh,
I'll never. You do not walk fast enough to get past if a car's bearing down on you. I mean, if you're gonna do that, make sure there's no cars coming at all.
and just hope the heck the young man that's barreling down the road doesn't think he's Vin
Or the
Diesel.
mom or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's face it, they can't walk even the speed we can walk at. You know what I mean? Because they're in a walker or whatnot, and you know they walk maybe 2 miles an hour, if that.
And-
not even.
God.
And I mean, cars can get to like
Boom.
this. And you know, and I mean, let's just walk. If they're at the next light, and I'm halfway to the next light. You know how fast that car can reach you?
I'm 86 years old. I've been through this and this and this and this, and this is where I choose to cross. So here I go. And then the kid with the souped-up Miata comes
It's
flying.
not just kids who do.
Oh,
There's people who are not even driving fast, like an SUV or
Yeah.
or a car. I mean,
or another senior citizen.
you know, I mean, there's nothing they could do. I mean, so if you're gonna do that, that's what I mean. If you're older, cross at a crosswalk. You know,
Personal
I mean, just
safety.
or wait till there's nothing at all coming. Because come on, that's just, you know, you're risking it doing that.
And what's
And it's
the
not
point?
worth it.
What's
it's
the
not
point?
like if you don't care about you, think of your family.
Yeah.
And think of that driver too.
Okay. That was
Interesting.
interesting.
Mhm.
What else has got you has caught your attention and kind of got you Twitter pated and kind of making you go, what the? Fill in your expletive.
The Jays traded Russell Martin.
Yes, Canadian baseball fans and
I think
especially
the last remaining Canadian on the team
Russell Martin.
is gone.
We have bid farewell to Russell the Muscle.
Yeah. Not too happy about that. We've lost most of our favorite players this year.
So
We
hence
lost Josh Donaldson,
J.A. Happ,
J. Happ, Ross.
Jose Batista, and
Well, we lost him last year.
um, there has been rumors of shopping Strowman
And Sanchez, I've heard
and
that.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Haven't heard anything about Estrada.
Last I don't think he's signed. They've signed him yet, and I don't think he's signed anywhere else as of yet.
So
So
He
we might
might-
even lose him.
or he might be a J still. We don't know yet.
I think he's free agent.
Yeah, so he's
Estrada.
probably testing the waters. So
Or
hence,
they haven't offered him a contract. I mean, yes, I know if we get any other Blue Jays fans, I'm not a bandwagoner. I've watched since I was a kid
Yeah.
with my dad. So this isn't a bandwagoner
No.
thing. Yes, I do realize that the team is the oldest in baseball and it does have to get younger. And yes, we do have some amazing talent behind the ones that are there now. However, they're unproven, and we
Yeah.
don't know for sure if they're going to be who they think if they're going to do as well as they think they're going to do. I mean, a team needs a mix of veterans and new ones. Yes, they needed to rebuild the farm system. Definitely.
of course,
Because
after it was gutted.
it was depleted. And yes, there's great talent right throughout the whole thing, and that's what we need if we want to be contenders for years to come. However, the thing is, baseball is also a business. You need to put people in those seats.
Yeah.
And if most of them are going to be rookies.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now, granted, there are going to be ones that are coming up that have been up before, like probably Hernandez, Gurriel. And they're amazing players. They're we enjoy watching them. But they've only been here about a year so far, so that's not much to go on yet. Considering, look at, like, for example, Devin Travis. He's a very good player, but
They were expecting more out of him.
I mean, he's had a lot of injuries. Not to say it's his fault, and he could actually get over. He's still young enough to have a very good career.
Aaron Sanchez,
They expected him to be an ace,
and he hasn't hit that
he's
yet.
He's had some injuries. He's an excellent pitcher, and so Stroman. They're both excellent pitchers. And Stroman, between the two of them, has done better than Sanchez.
Yeah, but Stroman's a bit of a hothead, though.
I don't necessarily mind somebody who's a hothead because they're passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
Because you could say the same about Ken Giles, who's also now a member of the team. He can be a hothead too, but he's a good pitcher.
Yeah.
It depends on how he's directing it, kind of thing. And Stroman has always propped to Toronto. He's never been disparaging about Toronto.
I will.
And it's cool to see somebody come here he admits he didn't initially want to come here.
He's a New York boy.
And of course you want to play for your home team.
Yeah.
And of course the
Understandable.
Yankees are a phenomenal team, and they're a legendary team. So one of the original teams.
Six. Yeah.
So I mean, like, who wouldn't want to play for the Yankees? I mean, we've said at the Toronto South we'd root for the Yankees, considering one of our favorite pitchers is now there.
Mm-hmm. Hence why I am in black, YouTube family.
But and actually we're rooting for them when they're in the playoffs. Good job, Yankees. But,
Way to go.
Didn't work out for you, but hey.
Hey,
but hey,
you
did
came
your best.
sniffing close.
You got further than we did, but anyway.
A blind dog with a box of popcorn and a deaf mute could get farther than.
Oh, no, I mean, the thing is, last year we did have a team that could contend. On paper, they could contend. You had some very, very good players and very good pitchers. We had the best pitchers in the league.
But we just couldn't get our act together.
Well, injuries. I don't know. I mean, actually, even I've read that even a lot of the players even said this. That about midway through the season, you could see it. They kind of gave up.
Yeah.
They weren't really trying. I mean, I've heard even some of the players say that themselves. And then you notice a difference once they let the next generation play when they could, that being September.
Rowdy
So they started
Tellez.
winning more. Yes, because they're younger, but they were hungry for it.
Oh, yeah.
You see the difference.
Because they got something to prove.
Well, yeah, they're trying to earn their spot.
The vets don't have to prove anything
No, they're
anymore.
vets. Yeah.
You know, but
I don't know. I mean, I think if you've lost your love for the game, maybe it is time to retire from it.
hang
I
up
mean,
the boots.
yes, you might not be doing as well as other teams, and I mean, let's face it. We're in the Eastern Division. It's a
tough division.
It's
Oh,
the
for
toughest
sure.
in baseball. You've got the Yankees, you've got the Red Sox, and they're phenomenal teams. You know, and then Tampa last year surprised people. They did very well with their kind of unique pitching.
Who did Tampa
idea.
make a deal with? What deal with the devil did Tampa make to suddenly wake up?
But well, if you think about it, they were unique.
Yeah.
They did some.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
They didn't have the starting pitching that other teams had. Even
No.
our starting pitching was better than theirs. And yet they were doing better than us because of how they did it. With the unique, not starting with the starter, but starting with a closer or starting with a reliever, and then bringing their starter in later, and it worked for them.
Yeah. Tampa threw such a monkey wrench into so many teams' game with this.
They're always doing that to
Oh.
us. We can't seem to beat Tampa.
You know
At all.
You know how Superman had kryptonite?
Yeah.
Tampa was Toronto's kryptonite.
Well, for the past few years,
Yeah.
I mean, even when our glory years, 2015, 2016, when he actually made the ALDC, Tampa was a very tough team for Toronto to beat. It always is for them, you know, and they're a different team now and Jays are incredibly different than they were then. 'Cause actually, most of the players there are gone that were part of those teams. And there's only a handful of them left.
Kevin Pillar,
Smoke. Who else is left? Stroman, Sanchez, Devin. Although Devin only played part of 2015 because of his knee, I think.
Yeah.
But
I think that's it.
about it. even our coaching staff, managers, most of them are gone. There's only 2 remaining from the coaching staff.
Who's left?
Rivera, who's the third base coach, and Pete Walker, the pitching coach. The only 2 managers left.
Every other coach.
All the rest of them are new.
Yep, from Gibby on down.
But
hey, any words on Gib?
no, not that I've heard of. No.
What about the other coaches that have walked away?
I don't think they walked away. They just weren't.
They were future.
Contract.
They were future endeavored.
They were, I think, let go. You know, but because last I heard they were going to keep them because they. They liked the team, but I'm not sure if it was their choice or not when Gibby left.
Yeah.
And I guess I can't blame them because the team is getting younger and they're going to need a different kind of manager than Gibby. And I like Gibby. I think he didn't get a lot of credit. I mean, there are a lot of fans who like him, but there's a lot of fans who didn't like him, too.
But let's be honest, he took him to the dance twice.
Yeah, he's the only other one who has besides Cito Gaston.
And look at
They're the only 2 managers who've ever taken the Jays to championships.
And look at the flack Cito got, you know?
Yeah, we had them twice, same with Gibby.
Yeah.
They came back twice. And they both are the only 2 that have ever taken them that far because of their managing style.
And Gibby didn't sugarcoat it. If he thought that the team sucked,
he'd say so.
He said it.
But he protects guys too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and even some players on other teams would say they like that because their own coaches might not, or their own manager wouldn't. Like they'll just sit there. There's like a wrong play or an unfair call.
They'll let it go.
The Gibby at least get out and.
Gibby's...
And actually, say something.
Geez, how many times have we seen Gibby get tossed because he gets right up in the ump's face and he
he got tossed a lot.
he ain't talking sugar and spice. It's beep 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 beep. It's Morse code out on the field.
Yeah, but I get yes, they have to get younger. But I mean, let's look at New York. What they did, the Yankees. I mean, not the Mets, the Yankees. A couple years ago, they got rid of a lot of their vets who were older.
Yeah.
Like A-Rod, all of them, they retired or whatnot. Well, they kind of forced A-Rod to retire, but he wanted, like, early, he wanted to stay for the end, but they actually kind of pushed him out, but
They future endeavored him.
kinda. No, he actually retired from baseball, but, back then. And, so they didn't, and they brought up a lot of the rookies,
Yeah.
like,
They
who are very good players,
Yeah.
but they were unproven at the major level.
yeah.
And like, except for maybe a September, and you can't really go a lot by a month.
No.
You know,
But they still had enough of vets in
they don't have as many now. They're still tweaked. They still do have vets, but
Yeah.
the point is, they didn't think they were contenders. Like, they thought they pretty much gutted the Yankees. I mean, like, the players you really knew were
gone.
and there weren't really new faces. Like, the Yankees look so different.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, now they're bringing a little more mix of vets to newer people, but which they didn't do then at the time. They still kept some of their vets, but who are still doing well. But they didn't expect them to be contenders, because of that. And look what they did. They pretty much came that close to edging us out of the ALDS and the ALCS. I mean,
They went from the outhouse to the penthouse.
I mean, they were much better than
Oh.
they thought they would be. And so there's a chance that the Jays could do that too. They're not expecting them to contend,
But they might.
but the ones that they're bringing up very well could
Yeah.
contend because they are that good. I mean, they're expecting in April for them to bring up Vladimir Guerrero Jr.,
Yeah.
who right now is the best prospect in all of baseball.
Oh, and
And
people
he's
have
ours.
and people have been champing at the bit to
for
get
about a
Vladdy up
year.
here.
For a year. They've been wanting him to come up for about a year.
Rowdy's really proven himself
Rowdy
this year.
is an excellent,
Um,
player, but again, he's first baseman. He's blocked by Smoke, so unless they trade Smoke, they're gonna have to platoon him if they want to bring him up.
don't trade Smoke
Yeah, or Pilar.
or Pilar.
We need our Superman.
We need someone like Kevin Pilar in center field. Agreed?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the thing is, you still need players that people want to see.
Yeah.
And I mean, Grichuk is excellent, and he actually is a center fielder. So he's very good at it, and I'm hoping he stays. They don't get rid of him or trade him.
Yeah.
Hernandez is good, and we actually do have quite a few outfielders that they can use.
We
but
got far too many outfielders.
now we're starting to have too many infielders.
Oh my God.
And so there's nowhere to put them, and that's going to end up being the problem.
We're building our secondary team.
Well, it's a good idea to have depth, but I mean, where are you going to put them all? Like you need players
But you need space.
that you need depth. So you need players like if somebody gets sick, they have a day off, whatever, who can fill in, and you're not losing defensive or offensive capabilities, which the been Jay's problem the last couple years.
Oh my God.
But and really, if you think about who's here, that shouldn't be an issue this year. But again, because they're unproven, they could be like another Sanchez or something. Not to say he can't become, and he is a good pitcher, but he's had issues. He's not where they think he should have been by now. What if that happens to one of these new guys?
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen. I mean, they could be phenomenal in the minors and then
Choke.
get injured or choke or whatever. And then what? You don't have the vet to help back them up.
What about our own choke artist, Joe Biagini?
He was eligible for arbitration, and he's reportedly agreed to a contract of $900,000. I think that's the minimum.
Look,
That you can get in the majors this year.
this kid needs to get his stuff together.
He's a prime example of a very talented pitcher that can't seem to find his rhythm.
Yeah, because when he's on, he's on.
Oh yeah, I mean he's actually very good, but
when he's
I
off,
don't know what the issue is. I don't know if they know what the issue is. Like he's very good. He has the potential to be a starter if he
Yes.
wanted to be, because he does have endurance.
Yeah.
He can go like a starter can. But
He loses focus.
it seems, I think he might get nervous, so
Yeah.
I think that might be the problem.
Well,
I'm not sure
they
what the issue is.
they threw him into a starting position
Well, because they had confidence that he could do it.
but you know what? He wasn't ready. Let's call it what
It takes a lot of development to become a
that's
starter.
and we both agree. Joe, he's a phenomenal talent when he's focused and he's comfortable, but that's a lot of pressure. If you're opening
Oh,
the game,
sure, it's a lot of pressure.
you're expected to get your team deep.
Well, yeah, you're setting the tone
Yeah.
for one. You're the one who's really responsible for
Yeah.
going the furthest in the game, because
Yeah.
the starters are the ones who have the most endurance. I mean,
Yeah.
you become a relief pitcher because you may have been a starter, and as you age, you lose
Speed.
energy. So, and not necessarily speed, because look at Gurley, he still can throw
Yeah,
90 plus.
Yeah, Grilly's
It's
still got a
just-
heater.
It's just when you get older, you lose endurance.
And well, look at also Joe Smith.
Yeah, you lose endurance
Yeah.
though. So that's why. So you can't go. You get tired faster. So that's why they become relief pitchers, or closers are phenomenal
Mm.
pitchers too. But again, they're not stretched out. So it's tiring to throw that every
Yeah.
single ball.
Well, look, Roberto Osuna before he went off the rails and went stupid.
Well,
You know,
he's still a good pitcher.
He
or
was
a
a-
pitcher,
he's a phenomenal.
but
You know,
apparently he's doing well with the Astros. But he
Well.
did well for us. But I mean, after what happened here.
the team wouldn't
China was just not going to keep it.
team wouldn't touch him.
And I'm actually surprised the Astros did, because they also have a no violence policy,
See that.
and a lot of the players don't like that kind of thing on that team. But
Another guy that had phenomenal control that we lost. Jay Happ.
yeah, well, they traded him
You know
for
when they
prospects. No, we got Brandon Dury and McKinney Epping for him.
was that Mr. Punch himself in the
No,
face.
that's Ken Giles. We got Ken Giles for Roberto Osuna. That's the guy who punched himself in the head. Very good closer, though. He didn't punch himself in the head here. That was an Astros thing.
Look it up on YouTube.
It's actually quite funny.
Even when the sportcasters are going, "What the?"
Did he just punch himself
Himself
in
in
the
the
head? Because he was frustrated, I think, over a call.
And he blamed himself, so he thought, "Sod it,
He
I'll
was
just.
mad at himself.
I can't beat up the ump. I might as well
I'll
just
beat
beat
myself up."
myself up."
But, no, he didn't have those issues here.
No.
He actually did very well. He is actually a very good closer.
Well, he found his rhythm, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I mean, they didn't get rid of him because he was a bad closer. They got rid of him because he was having issues with their manager.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they haven't really made that public, and that's their thing. But, he so far he hasn't had any issues here. The thing is, Toronto has had a lot of hot-headed players, and that's how we like them.
Jose Bautista.
Batista, we miss Batista.
Jose,
Jose, come back!
bat flip. The home of the bat flip, man.
Oh, I love that bat flip. That was so cool.
No, bat flip.
That was so cool. I love that. But we have lost, a few. But
Yeah. But
Josh,
well,
but it's funny. He had a bit of a temper, but phenomenal player, though.
phenomenal player when he was healthy.
Well, the thing is, he wasn't, the whole time we had him, he wasn't injured.
No.
I mean, like people talk like the whole time he was here, there was an issue.
No.
But I forget what the initial thing, it was strain, I think, the first.
I think
Last year, he was out for a while, and then this year he missed about half the season, I
Wow.
think.
and he claimed that our medical team wasn't.
Yeah, he doesn't like, because it's a high performer, he doesn't like how they do things here. It's a little different than other teams do them.
But this the thing I question is there's pictures of him with the high performance trainers before, and he seems to in pictures
Yeah.
look very content with and he'll post stuff saying that, thankful to the high performance people to help me get back into shape, get back on my feet, and
Right.
so
Well, the thing is, like I've heard, and it's kind of true. If you're working for an organization, you're not going to say stuff bad about them.
no.
And that goes for anybody that works anywhere.
Yeah. Don't
You're not going to badmouth them when you're because they could make your life difficult.
Oh yeah.
So
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
It's possible that they didn't like something that they did. Maybe he did, but I mean, this is a pretty serious injury.
Yeah.
Same with
Yeah.
Tulo, with whom we also lost this year. I mean, he didn't play at all last year, but I mean, that's not really his fault that he got injured.
And it was a bad injury.
It was a bad injury, and then of course he had bone spurs. I mean, it takes time to heal
Yeah.
from that. So
And he's not a young guy either.
he's in his 30s. He's not old. He's not 19, 20 either.
He-
He's
yeah,
not going to
he's-
heal as fast as they do.
He's
but-
not like Vladdy's age.
But
or-
I mean,
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
I know. I know Toronto's team does things a little differently.
Yeah.
Their high performance team, like
The medical staff.
therapists, the medical staff does things a little differently than other teams do. And I mean, because these are vets who've been in it a long time. The newer guys probably like it because that's all they've known, and it's a little more advanced and more modern. But they're
Yeah, the
used to the
guys
old
are-
regime and how they used to do things. So
Ice
I mean,
packs,
it's hard to
bandage.
change what you like.
Like
you know.
anything, you're a dog with a bone. You like what you like and don't mess with it,
Yeah.
But
We're hoping. I mean, it's possible the Jays will be good this year. They're not going to suck. They're going to win because we do have some good players. But
time will tell.
we'll see. I hope we're.
Well,
We'll
we've got some good pieces.
Yeah, we do.
We've got some good pieces. Now
Yeah.
let's see if the puzzle pieces fit together to make the kind of
Well,
picture.
a lot of them, the ones that we should see this year have been playing together.
Yeah.
So they should mesh pretty well.
But
But we'll see
we'll see.
what happens. Don't know. And another sad thing we heard today. Criminal Minds
is being canceled.
ending
What the?
after season 15. Another thing we're not too happy about.
Watched it from season 1.
Yeah, 14 years ago this year. And it's only going to be 15 episodes this season.
Not even a full season.
No, a little over half.
And this season's not even a full season.
Well, this season's 15 seasons. There's 15 episodes.
Well, normal.
Next season's 10.
Yeah, normal season's what, 21?
22.
22.
22 or 23 episodes. So a little over half a season. Next season's only going to be 10 episodes, so not even half a season. Good. Well, we think if it's going to end, then bring back Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, if there's that person who supposedly had the altercation with Hotch or
Mr.
Tom
Scratch.
Gibson is gone, maybe
Bring
he
him
can come
back.
back too for the final season.
Yeah, bring him out of witness protection.
He's not in witness protection anymore.
No?
Scratch is dead.
That's right.
He just decided to leave the FBI and retired.
Bring him back.
But he's not in witness protection anymore.
Let Reed have a girlfriend that doesn't die after 2 episodes.
That doesn't get killed after 2 episodes.
And and the rest of the team actually gets to meet her.
Yeah, because they only met her after she was dead, or when the crazy one had her and shot her. Well, shot herself and shot her.
Yeah, it was that.
Spoiler if you haven't seen that episode.
Bang.
If you haven't seen that episode,
Yeah,
spoiler.
spoiler alert. Sorry. Oops.
Hopefully you saw it.
Or Penelope.
Penelope, yeah. Well,
Penelope's never had a
yeah,
boyfriend.
she has.
Well, yeah.
Kevin or whatever his name was.
He played Xander on
He
Buffy.
played Xander, Nicholas Brandon. He played Xander on Buffy the
But
Vampire Slayer.
since then,
But no, nobody since then, no. And it doesn't really make sense why they broke up. I don't even know why, if they really explain why they broke up.
I don't think so.
I don't think they did.
Any Criminal Minds fans out there on either feed,
Yeah,
you know, let us know
let
if you
us
know
know
the reason why her and
why they
Kevin broke up.
If they ever actually explained that. I don't think they did.
You know?
We've been watching since season 1, and we've watched some episodes multiple times.
Yeah.
And I don't remember them ever explaining that. I think they just, like, she might have just said they grew apart or something.
It's one of those kind of glossed over breakups. Well, you know, it happened, and
Which they do on some shows. They just kind
Soaps.
of gloss some. Oh, fricks! Don't get so on soaps. They
That-
they jump from partner to partner and like that. no time flat.
but no, as a true Criminal Minds fan, I'm saddened to hear that this show that I've really loved is ending. But I do wish that all the cast and that,
Oh yeah.
you know, hopefully you guys will land somewhere and
Oh, I'm sure they will.
and really be able to contribute to the success of other shows.
Well, most of them on there have been on other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like the
Prentice,
Prentice has.
Joe.
Was it Luke? The character Luke. I can't remember his real name. If he was he the one from CSI Miami.
Yes, he was on CSI
for
Miami.
a long time. I've seen the one who plays what's his name? The other newer guy,
Matt.
Matt. I've seen him somewhere before.
He was on the other Criminal Minds International.
Yes, but I mean, besides that, but I have seen him there.
He
that
was
was short-lived.
Oh, he was actually, I believe he was actually in one of the Wolverine movies.
I think he's done some movies. And
He's
stuff,
done
so,
some
I mean,
movies. Joe has
Aisha
Whose Line?
Taylor. She's Whose Line, and she's also on. I think it's The Talk.
Yeah.
And she's a good actress. We've seen her on a few things too. Joe
has been on TV for
a long time.
ever.
I think the only one I haven't seen much in anything else is AJ Cook.
Haven't seen
I can't think of anything else she's been in.
or
I mean, if you know, let us know where you've seen her.
or Reed.
Or Reed, yeah. Although he does directing, he's a very good director. So you know, I haven't seen him in anything else though. I don't think.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Whoever you know in the comments, Reed did modeling and stage before he came. I think
he does stage still, and I think he still does directing and stuff of other things outside of Criminal Minds too. So Penelope, I've not seen anything else. I don't believe.
I don't know if she's done any stage. So again, guys, if you
don't know, if you know, let us know.
If you know, let us know. And if you want to tell us your favorite Criminal Minds episode or character.
Or if you even care that it's ending.
Or, give it a...
Let us know.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, or I don't care. You know, let us know.
Yeah.
Hashtag it goodbye CM.
And in case you didn't know, the season finale is February 6th. So,
circle it.
Only about, 3 weeks left? 3 or 4 weeks left of CM for this season. Yeah. It doesn't come back till,
May.
No, it won't come back then. It'll come back next fall.
Ugh.
So, for only 10 episodes. That's no good.
Oh, but also, someone else has something coming up soon.
What?
Pretty soon, 4 Towers Films' birthday is coming up.
Yes, don't say how old we are. He likes to tell how old we are.
We're old enough to know better.
We might be younger than you think.
We're old enough to know better.
Yes.
But still young enough to do it.
Yes.
So,
we might actually be younger than you think we are.
Okay, let's put it out to both. Let's put it out to both streams.
No, I want to know what little we are.
But if you guys want to wish,
whatever you want, you know.
Guys, if you want to wish 4 Towers Films,
it's coming up.
Happy birthday. Hashtag it.
Well, considering it's on a Saturday, but our live stream Friday will be the day before my birthday. So next Friday, it's next Saturday, my birthday.
So that's all we're gonna tell you about that. But if you want to wish her happy birthday, give her happy birthday wishes. Hashtag it happy birthday. What shall we say? Happy birthday, FT.
Four Towers Films.
Yeah, FTF.
Sure.
So if you will, if you
even
want,
watch this stream,
if you watch it, or not, I
well,
will.
they can't wish me happy birthday if they don't know
If
about
they
it.
if they don't watch it, I will wish it for them.
Oh, thank you.
But
We'll be there and we'll be celebrating
yes,
on Saturday.
But we're hoping that
the weather's good.
the weather's good. Oh, and
You
you
keep
got.
jiggling your camera.
It's because my foot's falling asleep, and I keep hitting.
He's very movie. Like he moves a lot, so that's why you're getting the jiggles on his camera. Earthquake! It's not an earthquake. He's just jiggling. He's hit too much. Not good. The cameraman stuff. If you're jiggling your camera all the time.
Hey, stop it.
Stop it.
Okay. We. I think we covered everything that we were thinking of talking about.
I think so.
I think so.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And nobody gave us any suggestions because
No one showed up.
nobody showed up. And
But-
hopefully you'll actually watch this in archive.
Please.
We know you're watching. Thank you very much if you actually
if
watch
you are
this.
actually
We
watching
see that you are watching our
shows.
shows, and we appreciate that very much.
You know.
Give us some thumbs ups and subscribes. I will be doing more. I noticed those are my more popular videos. I know I love them too, or my train videos. And I will be doing more and from different locations too. So hopefully you will come back and stay tuned for that and subscribe so you can see some more.
And so we'll be on location tomorrow shooting some footage.
Yeah,
And
it's supposed to be a nice day, so.
And I will be doing another animated film while you're shooting live roll of your film. I'll do
It probably won't be live. I'll record it.
recorded. I have a film on my channel that if you've checked it out, it is actually like a Go Train, but I've animated still pictures, and
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I
if,
thought
if I think of it, I'll put the link to it on one of my videos so that you can check it out. It's really cool.
And so probably what I'd like to do if the weather's good and we're out, I might do a second version.
That'd be neat. Make it longer.
Yes, 20 seconds.
I know most of mine are short too. I mean, maybe next time I'll put them together so it's a little bit longer for you to check out. But I just thought it was fun to what I had kind of thing,
And it was a good, and they were good.
Yeah,
and
they
even
were.
and
It's a good location.
yeah.
It's a good spot.
And the train.
It's actually right by Signals, but maybe next time I'll show you the Signals.
And the train salute. He didn't have to do that for us.
No, there was actually another train that gave us a salute too, but for some reason I have no idea what happened to it.
I don't know.
There was two trains that gave us a salute,
Which was cool.
That's the only one for some reason I still had.
I think either we gave them the international pull the cord.
You do that with truckers, but yeah, you did that with you used to do that with truckers.
Yeah,
but,
when we were kids.
And so you do it with trains, and they'll give you a horn.
Or I think because
there's not a lot of freight in our area, so there used to be, but it's more at night. But it's mostly commuter trains, so it's mostly Go Train.
Yeah.
And the occasional Via and Amtrak. So I mean,
we have yet to see one.
If I can catch an Amtrak or a Via, I will.
It'll be on the channel.
I will keep trying. And if I can get a freight, I'll get a freight. But we used to actually years ago used to see more freight down here, but because the commuter traffic down here has gotten so high they've actually moved most of the freight north of us, so we don't get freight too much down here. But if I ever can, I'll get to a line that has freight. Cooksville does, which is north of us. That line gets freight.
But so there's a hint on what's going to be coming out
In the next
little while.
And Monday will be the next installment of A Writer's Life, and I will be talking about fiction or novelists, so fiction or nonfiction writers. So if you are interested in that, come check me out on Monday.
And tomorrow the trailer for season 2 of The Punisher will be coming out. Monday I'll give you my perception of what I thought the trailer had to give and what I'm hoping that'll come out in the new season. So that's my Monday show.
When does The Punisher premiere?
Actually, the same week of your birthday.
So next week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Season 2 on Netflix.
We're still waiting for Mindhunter to come back on Netflix. That was if you're looking for a good show and you like Criminal Minds, check out Mindhunters. That's a good show.
It is based on the book of one of the architects of the behavioral science unit, John Douglas.
Mm-hmm. He's a real person.
Real as real can be. And some of the early cases that he interviewed to create the database that the modern behavioral analysis teams now use.
Back then, what was it called?
Behavioral science.
Mm-hmm.
Because they wanted to understand what... Still can't get over that cough.
Do you have any drink left?
No. They wanted to understand what caused these men, or on the rare, or women.
There are women who
have
crimes.
Committed serial crime. They wanted to understand what drove them to do it, what was their motivations, what trophies, if they took trophies, why they displayed them, why didn't they display them. Mm-hmm. And it was a series of interviews and questionnaires, and it took them years to compile this database. They talked to everyone from Ed Kemper to, I believe, Charlie Starkweather. I think at one time Ted Bundy. I'd have to double check that.
I don't think he was in season 1.
No, Ted wasn't in season 1.
But maybe season 2 if they ever do it.
Well, nothing has been said about who will be covered in season 2.
No, I haven't even heard anything about when it's coming back. I just heard it was renewed.
Yeah.
But
no definitive start date,
back. And apparently Designated Survivor 2 is supposed to be coming back, but I know they're filming it. They're actually filming it in our area.
Yeah, they were filming just down the road from us a while ago.
About just before Christmas. They were filming not too far from us. So it's actually filmed here in Canada, but in our area. So Washington, our area, Toronto / Mississauga is masquerading for Washington D.C. or wherever they're filming. But I don't know when it's debuting, but I know they're filming it.
Yeah.
So
a lot of
Netflix.
A lot of movies and TV is filmed up here because.
Oh yeah, quite a few. Rain was.
Yeah.
Rain was filmed here, as well as Scotland, I think. And then Designated Survivors filmed here. Supernatural's filmed here.
Then there were other.
Okay, Netflix, where's Supernatural? Why was it taken off Netflix Canada? That's gonna have to be another rant.
That's next Friday. Okay. Because.
Want it back.
We'd like
How
to
are we
know.
supposed to? We're like a season behind. How are we supposed to watch it?
We'd like to know. We have a few questions for our television and streaming providers, but we'll cover that in next Friday's show.
Or possibly Wednesday opinion piece.
True.
Yes.
So you are forewarned.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, I think we covered a wide variety of topics in this free-for-all.
Yes, we did. But that's what we do on Fridays.
You know.
Free-for-all! all.
It's a free-for-all party.
Friday.
It's Friday. It's the weekend. You worked hard. Have some fun now. Have
That's
some
right.
fun now.
And maybe next week somebody will join us live.
Yes, please. Or if you just want to lurk and watch,
That's okay too.
that's okay.
I actually go to a lot of live streams and just lurk and not say anything, but I'm there.
You know, it's kind of taken voyeurism to a whole new level.
I've spoken, but I've also spoken on my other channel.
Yeah.
So
But guys, if you don't want to interact, you just want to watch, that's great.
that's fine.
You
As
know?
you can see, we could talk a lot. We could come up with stuff.
That's our personality, and when we're passionate about things or topics, you know,
we just don't shut up.
That's true.
That's okay though. It makes for a more interesting channel when we're not just. Now what do we talk about? Yeah,
Look, we have the same number of subscribers.
we do. Cool.
Cool. You're not going to get that kind of dead air where you hear crickets and see tumbleweed go rolling through
No.
the... No.
This is just something we can think of to say.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Exactly.
That's good.
For sure.
That's it.
Okay, we're getting silly.
That's alright. It's Friday.
It
We're
is.
allowed.
We're loud?
Of course.
Well,
It's a free for all.
it's a free-for-all.
Friday.
So I think I'm going to close for now.
Okay.
So guys, from Coffee in a Chat,
And from live stream Friday.
this is Doug218 saying, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Oh, I'm sorry.
And this Four Towers Films saying the same thing. Like, thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, hopefully. And don't forget, hit the notification bell up there. So you know when we upload a new video. Don't forget, upload every Monday. Wednesdays and Fridays are live streams. Next week, it will be during the day. Don't forget.
Just like she said, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And again, Friday it'll be a daytime episode because Doug218 is going back on nights.
Nice. But
If
at least we'll be here.
we'll be here. You know, if I could be a sarcastic Charlie Sheen and go, winning.
Oh gosh, I remember the winning era. But-
We'll discuss that in another episode.
or not.
Or not.
We'll see.
So,
Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. Have a fun weekend. And we will see you next Friday. And don't forget to check out our Monday videos.
check us out. Check our channels out. Check hers out. Check mine out. I'm Doug218.
I'm Four Towers Films.
And we will catch you in the next
time.
one.
Bye for now, guys.
Bye, guys.